Hey everybody, welcome to our deep dive, and today we're tackling something truly fascinating. Personal initiative.
Ooh, good one.
We're not just talking about like checking things off your list. We're going deep into that drive that helps you reach those really big goals. Think Napoleon Hill level impact. And to do this, we're using a mix of YouTube videos and some really thought-provoking written pieces.
Yeah.
So we can get like a multifaceted view.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
It's cool how both those YouTube sources use that dynamo metaphor from Hill to describe this whole personal initiative thing. It's not just about starting, but that energy that makes your imagination go wild and turns those dreams into reality.
Like a powerhouse inside you just waiting to be switched on. But how do you switch it on? How do you do that?
Right, that's the million-dollar question, right? One of our sources really stresses that personal initiative, it's not blindly doing what you're told. It's about doing what needs to be done, even if no one tells you to.
Okay, I'm already hooked. Give me an example. What does that look like?
Let me tell you about this relative I was reading about. This guy spearheaded a whole bridge construction project, saw a need connecting different railroads, could benefit the entire community. Got it done in 3 months.
Wait, he built a bridge in 3 months. I have to hear more about this guy. What was his secret?
It all boiled down to his personal initiative. He saw the big picture, understood everyone's needs, found a way to make it work for everybody.
So it wasn't just about the construction part. It was about understanding the needs of the passenger railroad, the needs of the county, and even the freight railroad, and finding that solution that worked for all of them. That's where the initiative really kicked in.
Exactly. That's textbook Hill. See the opportunity, take action, even if no one's spelling it out for you.
It reminds me of this quote from Cyrus H.K. Curtis. He worked with Hill. He said, there are two kinds of people who never get anywhere. Those who can't follow instructions, and those who can only follow instructions.
Curtis, wow, he owned the Saturday Evening Post. He really knew a thing or two about success. Makes you think, are we just reacting to things or shaping our own path?
It's not enough to just follow orders, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to think for ourselves, see those chances, and make moves.
You got it. And there's another crucial point here. Action is key. But it can't just be like reckless ambition. Our sources highlight how Hill really emphasized purposeful action.
So it's not about just doing anything right. It's about doing the right thing, the thing that takes you closer to your goals. So it's about being strategic with your initiative, which I think goes hand in hand with another one of Hill's big ideas, having that definite major purpose.
Absolutely spot on. He was all about personal initiative working best when it's tied to a clear vision, a plan, and the discipline to stick with it.
It's like having your roadmap and compass all in one, guiding every single move toward where you want to go.
And speaking of going places, our sources are jam-packed with stories about those who found success through personal initiative. We're talking F.W. Woolworth and his 5 and 10 cent store empire, just from one single idea. And then there's W. Clement Stone, building this amazing success in insurance, starting with almost nothing.
There's definitely a theme here, is that these folks are from all walks of life, but they all had that go-getter attitude, that drive to spot needs and fill them, even if it meant taking some big risks. Yeah. It's super inspiring.
It really is. And then you've got Henry Kaiser, his shipbuilding during World War II, legendary. What's wild is he'd never built a ship before in his life. But he jumped in headfirst, mastered a whole new field under intense pressure.
So clearly, personal initiative isn't just for a specific career or anything. It's something anyone can use, whether you're climbing the corporate ladder or going the entrepreneurial route.
So true. Speaking of careers, both our written and YouTube sources are saying personal initiative is key for both employees and entrepreneurs.
I can see that. In a company, you always hear about those self-starters, right? They go above and beyond what's expected, solve problems, make things happen.
Exactly. They're the leaders, not just the followers. And when it comes to entrepreneurs, you've got stories like Neil Balter creating California closets from a simple carpentry job, or Herbert Bass and Alex Geisler, who built Unitil Video based on their belief in the power of video.
It's like personal initiative gives you the tools to shape your own path, no matter what you do.
Absolutely. And there's that incredible story about the guy who built a plumbing business, even though he was terrible at plumbing. He had other skills, though. Financial smarts, calculating costs, and finding great talent. That's how initiative can completely change your career.
One of the written pieces has this list of 24 attributes of someone with strong personal initiative. I bet there are some real gems in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. Instead of going through the whole list, let's pick out a few that are really interesting, like this one. The capacity to listen to criticism without getting all defensive.
That is interesting. How does being open to criticism help with initiative? That seems a bit counterintuitive, doesn't it?
Think about it. When you're willing to hear feedback, even the tough stuff, you're constantly learning and getting better so you can tweak your approach and become more effective.
So it's about admitting you don't know everything and being open to growing, even when it's uncomfortable. I like that. What else caught your eye?
This one's a little heady, but it's fascinating. Familiarity with the 10 basic human motives. What do you think that means in a practical sense when we're talking about taking initiative?
That's a good one. Well, if we're talking about achieving something with initiative, maybe it means knowing what motivates other people so you can get them to act, to work together, to join in on your vision.
Bingo! It's connecting with people on a deeper level to understand what gets them going and then adapting your approach and communication based on that. It's like a secret weapon for initiative.
Okay, I'm adding that to my to-do list. Brushing up on those basic human motives. What was the last attribute that stood out to you?
One that's really at the heart of Hill's whole philosophy, the capacity for applied faith. It's about believing in yourself, in your vision, and in your ability to make things happen.
So it's not just about believing, right? It's about actually taking action based on that belief. It's about being brave enough to take those first steps, even when you're not sure what's going to happen.
You nailed it. It's amazing how all these ideas, they come together, this powerful framework for personal success.
Totally. And it circles back to that dynamo image. Personal initiative, it's not passive at all. It's a force you create from within.
Right. And the best part, it's not just for a select few or anything. We can all cultivate it, make it stronger with practice.
Like working a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. And I love how our sources give so many examples, from huge businesses to everyday things you can do at work.
It's true. We see it with people like Woolworth and Stone, but also everyday employees who go the extra mile.
It's like initiatives on a spectrum, right? You can make that big leap and start a business, or you can just take ownership of a project at work. Quietly, but still important.
And both are valuable because they help you grow, Remember, initiative doesn't always have to be some huge innovation.
It can be those little improvements, small tweaks that make things more efficient, or maybe a product better.
Like that story about Amy Hilliard-Jones at Gillette. She saw potential in that overlooked white rain shampoo, and her initiative gave it new life with a new marketing push.
She saw a diamond in the rough and polished it until it shined.
Exactly. And that initiative led to even bigger things for her.
So even if you're not launching some huge thing, you can still make an impact through your initiative, even in smaller, everyday ways.
Totally. Every little active initiative adds up. It builds your confidence, gets you ready for bigger challenges down the road.
It's like building those stairs to success, one step at a time.
Just got to keep climbing.
And it made me think about something else. Initiative a lot of times means taking risks.
Stepping outside that comfort zone. Yeah. Not always fun, but look at Neil Bolter, Henry Kaiser. The rewards can be amazing.
So not jumping into the unknown with your eyes closed, but like building a bridge first, right? Making a plan, doing your research, and then walking across confidently.
Perfect analogy. You got to prepare, be strategic. Personal initiative means taking charge, not losing control.
Which brings us back to having a definite major purpose. It's that compass that keeps you on track, helps you weigh those risks.
Totally. If you don't know where you're going, it's easy to get lost, lose momentum when things get tough.
And it's not just setting the goal, it's about the why behind it. What drives you? What impact do you want to make?
Those whys are crucial. They keep you going when you hit those roadblocks.
And that's where applied faith comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's believing in your purpose, even when things are rough.
Exactly, that unshakable belief that you can make it happen. And that goes hand in hand with self-discipline, another big one for Hill.
You can't have one without the other, can you? Initiative without discipline, it's like a car with no brakes. Lots of energy to start, but no way to steer toward success.
Spot on. Discipline helps you focus that initiative. Stay on track. Ignore those distractions.
It's that strength inside to keep pushing even when you're tired, doubtful, or facing resistance.
And remember, discipline isn't about being rigid or anything. It's about making choices that match your values, your priorities.
It's being self-aware enough to say no to things that don't matter. So you can say a big yes to those actions that get you closer to your goals.
It's about conscious choices and intentional action, something you can improve with practice, just like any skill.
And the best part, the more self-disciplined you are, the easier it is to take initiative.
Because you have that inner compass, that trust in yourself to stay the course, and that bounce-back ability when you hit those bumps.
It's a cycle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Each active initiative makes your discipline stronger. And that discipline gives you the power to take more initiative.
And with each step, you gain momentum, confidence, and that potential for success grows.
Like a snowball rolling downhill, picking up speed as it goes. One of our written sources talks about Napoleon Hill's idea of a mastermind group.
Oh, the power of surrounding yourself with the right people. People who lift you up and inspire you.
Exactly. Initiative doesn't mean doing it all alone. It often means working together, using each other's expertise, and learning from each other's experiences.
It's creating that network of support and accountability to keep you going and on the right track.
And it also means being able to communicate your vision clearly, to inspire others to come along with you.
So it's not just about starting things yourself, it's about being a team player, honing those people skills, active listening, empathy, and motivating others.
Because ultimately, initiative is about making things better in your life, your work, or even the world.
And often those big changes come from working together.
So building a strong mastermind group is key to unlocking the power of initiative. You can start right now. Think about the people in your life who inspire you, challenge you, and help you grow.
Those are the people who will help you reach your full potential. Now let's talk about a crucial part of personal initiative: decision-making.
All the energy and drive won't get you anywhere if you can't make clear choices.
Right on. One of our sources talks about making quick, definite decisions as a key trait for those with strong initiative.
But that's easier said than done, isn't it? It's so easy to overthink everything.
Hill was super clear about this. Once you have the facts, make the decision, don't wait.
So not rushing into things blindly, but getting the information, thinking about your options, and then trusting your gut.
That's it. And once you decide, commit to it fully.
If you keep going back and forth, you'll just lose energy and momentum.
And remember, not every decision will be perfect. You're going to make mistakes.
That's okay. It's part of learning.
Exactly. See those mistakes as chances to grow. Learn from them, adjust your course, and keep going.
It's not about never messing up. It's about being able to recover from those mistakes.
And that's where a positive mindset comes in. It helps you keep going and believing in yourself. Taking initiative can be tough. It might mean stepping outside your comfort zone, facing uncertainty, and dealing with setbacks.
But a positive attitude can help you see those challenges differently as chances to grow and learn. It's like a mental shield, right? Blocking out the negativity and keeping your eyes on the prize.
Exactly. And it's something you can practice like anything else. Gratitude, affirmations, being around positive people.
It's about choosing to focus on the good, the possible, the solutions, instead of getting stuck on the negative or the impossible.
And that positive outlook, it not only helps you navigate those challenges, but it makes the whole journey a lot more enjoyable.
Because let's face it, success feels so much better when you enjoy the ride and celebrate along the way. Speaking of celebrating, I wanted to go back to that idea of going the extra mile, which is definitely linked to initiative, right?
It's exceeding expectations, doing more than what's asked, always striving for the best.
And it's not just about working harder, it's working smarter. Finding creative solutions, anticipating needs, constantly adding value.
Like Henry Kaiser, he proactively sent someone to the steel mill to make sure materials were delivered on time. He didn't just place the order and cross his fingers, he took charge of the whole process.
That level of dedication and attention to detail, that's what sets people with initiative apart. It means going above and beyond your job description, taking ownership of your work, making a real difference.
And doing it with a good attitude, a willingness to learn and grow.
Because ultimately, going the extra mile isn't about impressing others. It's about striving for that inner excellence.
It's aligning your actions with your values and finding that satisfaction in creating and contributing.
Okay, another concept that resonates with me. Self-reliance.
Yes. Being able to depend on yourself, trust your judgment, own your choices.
It's not about refusing help or collaboration. It's having that inner strength and resourcefulness to solve problems and make decisions independently.
Remember the plumbing business story? The guy didn't have plumbing skills, but he had other strengths. Financial management, people skills, that's what he used to build a successful business.
It shows how self-reliance is about using your unique abilities to your advantage.
And being willing to step out of your comfort zone to learn new things, because initiative often means exploring new territory.
Which can be scary. But self-reliance gives you the courage to face that uncertainty and trust that you can adapt and learn along the way.
It's your inner compass guiding you, even when you're in uncharted territory.
And the more you rely on yourself, the stronger that compass becomes.
Like building a muscle of confidence and resilience. so you can take on bigger challenges and go after your goals with more conviction.
And a big part of self-reliance is taking responsibility for your actions. And the results, good or bad.
Absolutely. Initiative without accountability, it's a ship without a rudder. Lots of enthusiasm, but no way to steer towards your destination.
Taking responsibility means owning your choices, the wins and the losses. It means understanding how you played a part in those outcomes.
And it's not about blaming yourself when things go wrong. It's about learning from mistakes, adjusting, and moving on.
It's realizing that you have the power to shape your own destiny, which is really empowering.
Let's talk about another key piece of the puzzle: persistence.
Persistence, the ability to stay the course even when it gets rough.
It's that unwavering determination to reach your goals, even when you hit roadblocks, setbacks, and moments of doubt.
The path to success is rarely a straight line. There's bound to be twists and turns and unexpected detours.
That's where persistence shines, that inner strength to keep pushing, even when you're tired, discouraged, or want to give up.
Think about W. Clement Stone. He built this huge insurance business. From very humble beginnings, he faced rejection and setbacks all along the way, but he never gave up on his vision.
That's the power of persistence in action. It's tied to that applied faith idea. You have to believe in yourself and your goals so strongly that you can weather any storm and keep moving forward.
Persistence is what makes the difference between reaching your goals or not. It's the fuel that keeps your engine running, even when the road gets bumpy. Let's not forget about imagination. It's a part of personal initiative that often gets overlooked.
Right. The ability to see possibilities, generate new ideas, think outside the box.
Initiative isn't just about following the same old paths. It's about creating new ones.
And that's where imagination comes in. Using your mind to see solutions, innovations, opportunities that others miss.
Like F.W. Woolworth, he revolutionized retail with his 5 and 10 cent stores. He saw the need for affordable goods, and his imagination helped him create a whole new business model.
It's a great example of how imagination fuels initiative. And it's not just about those big, groundbreaking ideas. It's also about using your imagination to improve things that already exist, to solve those everyday problems and find new ways to add value.
It's like your mental toolbox, filled with tools for building, creating, innovating.
And the more you use it, the sharper those tools get.
It's about exercising that muscle of creativity and innovation so you see the world differently and come up with solutions others might miss. And imagination goes hand in hand with curiosity.
Absolutely. The more curious you are about the world, the more likely you are to spot chances, ask questions, and look for new information.
It's like having this mental radar, always searching for those interesting signals and possibilities.
And that curiosity can lead you down all sorts of unexpected paths, sparking new ideas and that desire to learn and grow. Now, let's shift gears to attention to detail, often overlooked but important.
Right. It's not enough to just have the big ideas. You have to be able to execute them flawlessly.
One of our sources lists a well-developed sense of detail as a key attribute.
That's a tough one, though. It's easy to get caught up in the big picture and forget about those little details.
But Hill knew that success often depends on those very details.
Remember Henry Kaiser and his meticulous approach to shipbuilding? Every aspect of the process mattered to him to make sure things ran smoothly and efficiently.
It shows the power of attention to detail. It's not just about being thorough. It's about having pride in your work, commitment to quality, exceeding expectations.
It's like treating every task, no matter how small, as a chance to do your best work.
And that attention to detail not only leads to better results, it builds your reputation as someone reliable, trustworthy, and dedicated to excellence.
Now let's talk about communication. It's crucial.
Even the best ideas are useless if you can't communicate them effectively.
Totally. Whether you're pitching a proposal, leading a team, or just sharing your thoughts, communication is key.
And it's not just about speaking well, it's about actively listening, empathy, and tailoring your message to your audience.
Remember the guy who convinced those 3 parties to share the cost of the bridge? He knew what each group needed and wanted, and he made his case in a way that addressed all of their concerns.
Perfect example of how good communication makes collaboration work so you can achieve those shared goals. It's also about being assertive when you need to be, expressing your ideas confidently and advocating for yourself and your vision.
Initiative means making your voice heard, sharing your ideas, inspiring others.
And that takes developing those communication skills, verbal and nonverbal.
Okay, something I always struggle with. Managing time and energy.
That's a big one. Initiative without good time management is like a car without gas. You might be ready to go, but you won't get very far.
And it's not about working harder, it's about working smarter, prioritizing, setting boundaries, and cutting out distractions that steal your time and energy.
Remember what Cyrus H.K. Curtis said, finding that balance between responding and taking initiative.
It's about managing your work, hitting deadlines, taking care of responsibilities, but also making time for creative thinking, problem solving, and going after opportunities that fit your goals.
It's finding that sweet spot where you're both productive and proactive.
And that takes good time management skills, right? Prioritizing, setting deadlines, breaking down big projects into smaller steps. And we can't forget about energy levels.
Initiative takes effort and enthusiasm, for sure. So take time for things that recharge you, whether that's exercise, meditation, nature, or just taking breaks.
It's about finding the balance between pushing yourself and pacing yourself.
Sustainable initiative comes from focused effort and strategic rest.
Now let's touch on learning from your experiences.
Initiative without reflection, it's like a ship without a map. You might start with enthusiasm, but you can't chart a good course.
Taking action isn't enough. You need to learn from what happens, the good and the bad, especially the bad.
Remember the plumbing entrepreneur who didn't have the skills at first? He didn't let those setbacks stop him. He learned, adapted, and built a great business.
It shows how learning from your experiences can fuel your growth and initiative. And it's not just about analyzing success and failure. It's being open to feedback, finding mentors, and constantly expanding your knowledge and skills.
It's embracing that growth mindset, that belief that you can always learn and improve.
That mindset is so important. It helps you stay excited, resilient, and able to adapt to new challenges.
Because the world is constantly changing, and so are the opportunities for initiative.
So always be learning, whether it's formal education, reading, networking, or just paying attention to the world around you.
Now let's talk about something that can really hold you back. Fear.
Fear can definitely stop you from taking action, going after your goals, stepping outside your comfort zone.
It's normal to feel fear when you're facing something new and challenging.
But all those stories we've talked about today, they show us courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it.
You got it. Acknowledge your fears, understand them, and then move forward anyway.
And remember, fear is often based on how we see things, not reality.
Think about the guy who said he could get a railroad built in 3 months. At first, he was driven by ego, wanting to impress his new family. But that boast made him face his fear and actually do something.
And he not only achieved his goal, but he learned a powerful lesson about his own initiative.
It's a great example of how fear can actually help you grow and achieve things. And remember, fear is often a sign you're on the right track.
It means you're pushing yourself, leaving that comfort zone behind. That's where real growth happens.
So next time you feel fear, try to see it differently. It might mean you're about to do something amazing, start a new adventure, or make a real difference.
It's a chance to be brave, build resilience, and achieve something you never thought you could. Now let's switch gears and talk about embracing change.
In today's world, being able to adapt is absolutely crucial for success.
And it's not just about accepting change when it happens, it's about looking for opportunities to grow and innovate.
Think about Herbert Bass and Alex Geisler. They started Unitel Video. They saw the potential of videotape, a new technology that was changing the TV industry, and they jumped right in.
They were ahead of the curve, and their willingness to embrace change led to incredible opportunities.
It shows that embracing change isn't just about new tech or market trends. It's also about being willing to change your own thinking, your skills, your whole approach to work and life.
It's about having that growth mindset, believing you can always learn, adapt, and get better.
And that mindset is key for staying relevant, staying ahead, and thriving in this ever-changing world.
Let's talk about inspiring others is another big part of personal initiative.
Initiative is contagious, for sure. When you take the lead, show real passion and commitment. It inspires those around you to do the same.
Like Henry Kaiser and how dedicated he was to shipbuilding. It set a high standard for his whole team, created a culture of excellence and efficiency.
It's a perfect example of how initiative spreads. It influences your own performance, but also everyone else's. It's about communicating your vision clearly, empowering others to take ownership, and building a collaborative environment where everyone feels valued and supported.
So it's not just about being a self-starter, it's about being a leader, even without an official title.
Leadership can be shown anywhere, in any role. It's about inspiring others through your actions, your attitude, and your dedication to doing great work.
Okay, let's talk about a tricky balance. Confidence and humility.
Confidence is key for taking action and going after what you want, But humility keeps you grounded and open to learning.
It's about knowing your strengths and accomplishments without becoming arrogant.
Remember the story about the guy who learned about inventory management after failing at several jobs? He didn't let those setbacks define him. He saw his limits, recognized his strengths, and used them to build a successful business.
It shows how humility can actually boost your initiative. It lets you learn from mistakes, ask for help, and work well with others.
And it helps you build trust with the people around you.
People are more likely to follow someone who's confident and humble, someone who admits they can be wrong, but also inspires others to strive for excellence.
It's finding that balance, believing in yourself while also being open to learning, growing, and collaborating.
Now, another essential element, staying positive, even when things get tough.
Taking initiative often means stepping out of your comfort zone, facing uncertainty, and dealing with setbacks. It's easy to lose heart when things don't go your way or when you hit roadblocks.
But all those stories we've talked about, they show staying positive is key to getting through those tough times and reaching your goals.
It's about choosing to see solutions, not problems. Possibilities, not limitations.
It's having that belief deep down that you can overcome anything and achieve anything.
And being grateful for the opportunities, the lessons, the progress you make, even the small wins.
Because when you're grateful, you're resilient.
And that resilience helps you bounce back, stay enthusiastic, and keep moving forward with confidence and determination.
It's choosing to see challenges as chances to grow, setbacks as lessons, and obstacles as stepping stones to success.
Now let's talk about managing stress.
Taking initiative often means more responsibility, bigger challenges, more pressure.
Definitely. You need healthy ways to handle stress so it doesn't sabotage your efforts or affect your well-being.
Because if you're stressed all the time, it can lead to burnout, feeling overwhelmed, and losing motivation and productivity. Not helpful when you're trying to build initiative.
Find strategies that work for you, like exercise, meditation, nature, or just taking breaks to relax and recharge.
It's also about setting boundaries, prioritizing tasks, and saying no to things that don't align with your goals.
And creating balance in your life, making time for things you enjoy, things that bring you joy and fulfillment, nurturing your relationships with family and friends.
Because sustainable initiative means taking care of your well-being in all areas.
Now, let's talk about something that can be a game changer. Seeing failure as a chance to learn.
Everyone faces setbacks on the road to success.
Failure is inevitable.
But it's not about avoiding failure at all costs. It's about changing how you view it, seeing it as a teacher.
Remember the guy who was fired from a bunch of jobs before becoming a successful entrepreneur? He didn't let those failures define him. He learned, adapted, and found his niche.
It's a powerful example of how embracing failure can actually help you grow and take more initiative. It's not about dwelling on mistakes or beating yourself up. It's about figuring out what went wrong, how to improve, and using that knowledge to do better next time.
It's that growth mindset, again, that belief that you can always learn and improve.
So important for staying resilient, staying motivated, and being able to overcome challenges.
Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a stepping stone on the path to success.
So next time you hit a setback, try to see it as an opportunity to grow, a chance to learn, and a reminder that you're moving in the right direction.
Now, let's explore another key element of initiative. Thinking creatively and finding innovative solutions.
Initiative is often about thinking outside the box, challenging the status quo, coming up with new and better ways to do things.
It's not just about those big revolutionary ideas. It's also about using your creativity to improve existing systems, solve everyday problems, and add value in unexpected ways.
Like Amy Hillier-Jones and how she brought that White Rain shampoo brand back to life. She saw potential where others saw failure and used her creativity to make it a success.
Great example of how creative thinking fuels initiative. And it's a skill you can develop with practice.
Things like brainstorming, mind mapping, and looking at things from different angles. These can all help you come up with new ideas and solutions.
And don't forget about nurturing your curiosity, asking questions and looking for new information and experiences.
The more you expose yourself to different ideas and perspectives, the more likely you are to find those creative solutions that others might miss.
Let's talk about building strong relationships and collaborating effectively, often overlooked, but so important.
Initiative isn't a solo act. It often involves teamwork, using each other's expertise, and creating a shared vision.
That takes good interpersonal skills. Communication, empathy, building trust, and rapport.
Remember the guy who convinced those 3 groups to pay for the bridge? He understood their needs and found a solution that worked for everyone.
It's a perfect example of how collaboration amplifies initiative. It's not just about delegating tasks or asking for help.
It's about creating a culture of respect, support, and shared responsibility.
Valuing each other's contributions, recognizing strengths, and creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to do their best.
Because in the end, the biggest achievements often come from working together. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's go back to persevering through setbacks and staying enthusiastic even when things are hard.
The road to success is rarely smooth sailing. You're bound to hit bumps, detours, and unexpected obstacles. And it's easy to get discouraged when things don't go as planned or when you face resistance.
But those inspiring stories we've talked about, they show us the ability to keep going even when it's tough. That's what sets achievers apart.
It's having that unwavering belief in your vision, your abilities, and the possibility of success.
And building that resilience, that inner strength that helps you bounce back from setbacks, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward with even more determination. Remember the plumbing business guy? He didn't let those early failures stop him. He learned, adapted, and created a successful business.
That's the power of perseverance, something we can all develop.
Setting realistic goals, breaking big tasks into smaller steps, and celebrating your progress along the way. These can all help you build confidence, stay motivated, and become more resilient.
And surround yourself with supportive people, family, friends, mentors, people who believe in you and encourage you to go after your goals.
Having that support system makes a huge difference when you're facing challenges and navigating the ups and downs of life.
It really can be. Having those people in your corner makes all the difference. Let's talk about another balance you need: ambition and integrity.
Okay, tell me more.
Ambition, it can really push you forward, but you got to make sure it's grounded in ethics, doing what's right, not just what's easy.
Like having that moral compass guiding your choices. So you're not just chasing success, you're achieving it in a way that matches your values.
Think about Henry Kaiser in his shipbuilding. He had chances to make a ton of money, but he focused on doing quality work at a fair price. He even went out of his way to take care of his employees.
That's integrity for you. It earned him respect, admiration, and ultimately lasting success.
It shows how important it is to build a reputation you can be proud of, based on trust, honesty, doing the right thing. Because real success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about living with purpose, making a difference, leaving a legacy you can be proud of.
I like that. It brings us to another important point: having a long-term perspective. Sticking to your goals even when distractions pop up.
These days, instant gratification is everywhere. It's easy to get caught up in the short term and forget about those big dreams.
That's where discipline, focus, and a strong sense of purpose come in.
Think about W. Clement Stone's journey. He didn't build his insurance empire overnight. It took years of hard work, persistence, and unwavering belief in his vision.
It's a good reminder that good things take time.
Exactly. You can build that long-term mindset by setting clear goals, making a plan, breaking big tasks into smaller steps, and tracking your progress.
And don't forget about the people who support you. They can keep you focused and accountable.
Like a safety net, right there to catch you when you stumble and cheer you on.
As we wrap up this deep dive, remember, personal initiative isn't a finish line, it's a journey.
A lifelong process of learning, growing, and always evolving.
It's not about being perfect or becoming some kind of superhuman. It's about embracing the challenges, celebrating the wins, learning from the setbacks, and always trying to be the best you can be.
And remember, initiative doesn't have to be huge or earth-shattering.
It can be so many things, big or small.
Yeah.
Starting a business or taking charge of a project at work.
Volunteering in your community or just being more mindful in your everyday life.
It's about showing up, taking action, making a difference in whatever way you can.
And the best part is, every act of initiative, even the small ones, can inspire others to do the same.
So here's our challenge for you today. What's one area in your life where you can bring in more personal initiative?
What's one small step you can take today to get closer to your goals, make a positive impact, or just be more proactive?
Remember, initiative is like a muscle. It gets stronger with use.
So start flexing that muscle today and see what amazing things you can accomplish.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep that dynamo running.